Right, I need to talk about what's going on in Emmerdale next week, because honestly, it's chaos, and not the fun, light-hearted kind. Robert's being pushed right to the edge. Vinny's in serious danger. And April, poor April, is being dragged into something she's not ready for. It's one of those weeks where everything feels like it's balancing on a knife edge. Relationships, secrets, loyalties, and once again, John Sugden's behind it all, stirring the pot like only he can. Let's get stuck in 6 big spoilers coming up for the week starting Monday 11th August. 1. Robert's breaking point and John's watching every second. Okay, let's start with the Sugden drama because this one's nasty. And honestly, I think a lot of viewers are going to be shouting at the screen. John Sugden's still carrying that smug little smirk around the village. And next week he takes things even further, using Harry, of all people, to wreck Robert. Now, to be clear, Robert's not in the best place mentally. He's been through years of hell in prison, and he's still carrying the trauma. So when Victoria gently encourages him to spend time with Harry trying to rebuild something positive, it should have been a good thing. But John, he spots Robert and Aaron having a quiet catch up and immediately starts scheming. Classic John. Back at Keepers, Harry's messing about with his drum kit. You know what kids are like, and it just hits Robert at the wrong moment. He snaps, raises his voice, and right on cue, John shows up to witness the whole thing. Harry runs straight to John, looking frightened, and the worst part, John absolutely laps it up. Straight to Aaron with that smug little story, painting Robert as unstable and dangerous. Now here's the real question, will Aaron believe him? We all know Aaron's been trying to move forward, but his love for Robert has never fully gone. So is this going to drive a wedge between them all over again? Or could Aaron start seeing through John? This could really shake things up. 2. Vinny's worst nightmare. Mike reveals his true face. Now this next one's hard to talk about because it's genuinely scary. Vinny's always been a soft lad with a good heart, and he's been trying to hold himself together for Gabby's sake. But he's about to get blindsided in a way that's both cruel and dangerous. Remember Mike, the bloke from his support group. At first, Mike seemed like a good mate, but next week, things take a turn. First, there's a moment of awkwardness. Mike asks Vinny if he's gay, and Vinny's caught off guard. It gets more confusing when Vinny arranges to meet him again, not long after sharing a proper loved-up moment with Gabby. But then Mike shows up at Vinny's place, saying he's been kicked out. At first it seems sad until the mask drops. Mike's not just manipulative, he's violent. He's been secretly recording their private chats, and now he's blackmailing Vinny for 10 grand, threatening to ruin everything with Gabby if he doesn't pay up. And then comes the attack. A full-on beating right in Vinny's own home. Now here's where it gets tense. Gabby's out at the spa, but she suddenly realizes she's left her phone behind. Could she walk in mid-attack? Or worsey, could she hear something she's not ready for? This whole storyline is grim, and it's going to leave Vinny shattered. Let's just hope he finds the strength to speak up before it spirals even further. 3. Charity's pregnant, but how's she really feeling? Right, let's talk about Charity. And no, it's not some pub feud or dingle fallout this time. She's pregnant, but not for herself. She's carrying Sarah and Jacob's baby as a surrogate. Now on the surface, it seems like everyone's happy about it. Mac's supportive. Cain's even secretly stumping up cash behind Moira's back, and Sarah is absolutely glowing with hope. There's even a moment where she makes the announcement in the Woolpack, and everyone's clapping and cheering. But something feels off. Charity's doing what she always does, smiling, joking, trying to be strong for everyone else. But is she okay? Is she actually ready for what this means? We've seen Charity struggle with emotional boundaries before. She's not great at pushing things down. So being the surrogate for her granddaughter's child, that's got layers to it. Especially with all her own unresolved feelings around motherhood. This is one of those stories that could seem sweet on the surface, but dig a little deeper and you know there's a storm brewing underneath. Let me know in the comments what you think. Is Charity being honest with herself? By the way, if you're still watching and loving the spoilers, do us a favor, tap that subscribe button. It really helps more Emmerdale fans find us, and it means you won't miss a thing when the next lot of drama kicks off. Cheers. 4. April's in too deep and Ray knows it. Now this one hurts because it's about April, and she's only just turned 16. She's still a kid, really. And next week, she's going to find herself right in the middle of something way too heavy. So her birthday starts off all right. She's with Dylan, thinking it's all romantic and grown up. Even wants to sleep with him for the first time. But while they're caught up in the moment, Dylan misses a call from Ray. Yep, Ray's still lurking. Soon after, Ray ropes Dylan back into a job, only this time he wants April involved too. And that's when the pressure really ramps up. At first, April's shocked. She can't believe Dylan's still working for Ray. But then Ray twists things, makes it sound like she has to help, and April, scared and overwhelmed, agrees. This is grooming, plain and simple. And it's terrifying to watch. She makes Dylan promise to stop working for Ray in return, which says a lot about how much she cares, but at what cost. Ray's dangerous. We've seen what he's capable of. And April, she's too young for this. Please let Marlon catch on before it's too late. 5. Ruby vs Manpreet, and it ends in handcuffs. Well, things at the depot are about to explode, and it's not just the machinery making noise. Ruby Milligan and Manpreet Sharma, 2 women who've never exactly been besties, end up in a full-blown bust-up that ends with both of them being carted off by the police. It's the kind of scene that makes you sit up and say, hang on, what on earth just happened? You can feel the tension building from the second Manpreet storms in, clearly not in the mood for pleasantries, and then suddenly it's chaos. Whatever Ruby saw clearly hit a nerve, because Manpreet doesn't just want a quiet word. She turns up like a woman on a mission. And honestly, who turns up to a confrontation on a forklift? That's a sight I never thought I'd see on Emmerdale. But it works. It sets the tone. This isn't some petty disagreement. There's something bubbling under the surface that neither of them's been willing to say until now. Then the personal digs start. Manpreet brings up Ruby's fling with Cain, which, let's be honest, still stings even if no one's saying it out loud. And that's bad enough. But it's when Steph's name gets thrown in that the gloves properly come off. You can see the exact moment Ruby flips. All that fire she's been trying to keep under wraps just comes out, and suddenly we've gone from words to scrapping in the space of seconds. It's messy, it's loud, and it's classic soap carnage. The fact both of them end up in custody says it all. This isn't some light-hearted squabble. It's a proper fallout. And neither of them looks like they regret a thing, which makes you wonder, is this going to fizzle out after a night in the cells? Or are we about to see Ruby and Manpreet locked in a full-on feud that drags in half the village? Let's face it, both women know how to hold a grudge, and they're not afraid of a bit of drama. Either way, viewers are going to have plenty to say about this one. There's history here, and if this is how things kick off, imagine where it could go next. Will Caleb get dragged in to defend Ruby? Will Manpreet double down and start digging for more dirt? Whatever happens, the women of Emmerdale aren't taking any nonsense next week. And honestly, it's about time someone shook things up. 6. Belle and Cammy, or is it already over? And finally, a bit of romance, or maybe not. Belle's been struggling lately. With Tom out of the picture, she's had to start over, and Nicola, of all people, tries to help by putting her on dating apps. Sounds like a disaster waiting to happen, right? Well, Nicola swipes right on Cammy Haddock without asking, and Belle is absolutely mortified. Cammy's kind about it, but you can tell he's disappointed. Then Cain steps in. Of course he does. He sees the potential match and immediately warns Cammy off. Classic protective big brother mode. Belle, embarrassed, says she's not interested, but Lydia reckons she might be protesting too much. So what is it? Is Belle afraid to feel again? Or is she still grieving too much to move on? Cammy seems like a decent guy, and honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing Belle with someone steady for once. Let's see where it goes. So there you have it, one of the most emotionally charged weeks Emmerdale's had in a while. John playing games with Robert's sanity. Vinny under attack in his own home. April being pulled into something dark and dangerous. And even the bits that seem hopeful, like Charity's pregnancy or Belle's dating, come with that Emmerdale twist of unease. Next week's not going to be easy to watch, but if you've been watching for years, you'll know these are the stories that matter because they hit close to home. If you're as hooked as I am, make sure you hit like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Let's keep the chat going. What do you think Aaron's going to do about Robert? And is anyone else seriously worried for April? Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. And until then, don't trust anyone who smiles too much in Emmerdale. They're usually hiding something.